Welcome to the Talking Single podcast, a podcast featuring 4 single and successful Black women living in London. Join us each week as we share our stories and experiences, the highs and lows of navigating life, love, and everything in between. And we do all that with a good dose of humor and a whole lot of style. I'm Crystal. I'm a recovering love addict, now happily single. I will be your host today. We hope you enjoy this week's episode. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Talking Single podcast. I'm Crystal, aka Crystalite. I'll be your host today. With me are co-hosts Ribi, Rasheeda, and Keysha. Hey ladies, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. I'm good. How are you two?
Good. It's been a bit of a mad week. I don't know if you agree with me, but the two things I'd like to say are rest in peace to Sarah Everard, who was kidnapped and murdered while walking home, and we stand with Meghan Markle. So Those are the two things I'd like to say.
Hell yeah.
And while it's been a stressful week, a triggering week as well, I have found moments of joy. And one of the things that has brought me joy this week is the Bad Cancel podcast. These guys are hilarious, and I've laughed my ass off so many times listening to their podcast. So I'll say check them out for a good laugh. And today we have a guest. Would like to say welcome to Kyndra. She has come to keep us on our toes. Welcome, Kyndra. Kyndra is a comedian, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hello, ladies. First off, shout out to y'all's skin routine. Like y'all like, man, love it. Look, just glowing. Don't have no acne. Don't look like no type of nutter butter. Don't look like you still going like you 12, 13 years old. Looks like you got a piece of...
Oh my God.
It's really good. Like,
oh my God.
I was told sperm is always a good like trick. But anyway.
Oh yeah.
I think Kyndra was looking at me when she was complimenting the skin thing. So thank you, Kyndra.
I was like, hold on, when you jumped off, Rasheeda said, "Oh my gosh, like that and the chocolatey skin, like I love it, y'all. Like I love it."
Chocolatey skin, did you say? Chocolatey? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like melting. That. Everybody's skin is just melting on me. I love it. I just want to let y'all know that. Just want to let y'all know.
Thank you.
Shout out to y'all. But yes, I am Kyndra Crump, aka the HNIC, because I am the head nigga in charge. So put some respect on my name, first off. Secondly, I am from Atlanta, Georgia, and it gets hot here, and people just want to move to Atlanta to make their dreams pop off. But I'm like, you guys are still untalented, and you're still broke, okay? And you're asking me for money still. Come on now, what adult is still asking people for money? You ain't got a savings account? Just saying. Anyway, but yes, I am a college student. I will be graduating on May 15th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means it'll be 8 o'clock at night at y'all's time. I'm still going to party. Y'all, we going to all party together from one side of America to like other side, everywhere. Okay, I might fly over there, but I just pull up at y'all's house. For no reason, just know like this is graduation, like party. Rasheeda, look, are you like the party animal, Rasheeda? You look like you be having like the most fun, like out of you be just like the bad influence type friend. Are you
really? That is not true. That is
bad influence is correct. I'm just saying.
Actually, I take back what I said before we started recording. I'm the quiet one.
Like no, it's like Rasheeda. You come off as like first couple minutes, I feel like she's a party animal. Like Keisha's like, just like, I'll smoke, drink if you want me to, but I'm reserved. I'll beat some people up maybe. Crystal comes off as like, like guys, let's just kind of, let's keep the peace. And Ribi, you look like, you're just like, the mother, like, just the queen of like, okay, don't you try it, what you want? Well, what? Okay, we already talked about these men enough. Okay, what you want, You look like you just like I don't know, like everybody comes to you, like the whole village comes to you for advice. I don't know. I feel like you're just a woman. I don't know. You just arrive when you feel like arriving, and nobody has a problem with it. I don't know. I just feel like that.
You just get that vibe.
I love Kyndra already. Would you like to join us forever?
Yes, at a later time when I get some full sleep. Okay, so let's continue on. I would like to actually come to what's the temp? Is it warm? Is it cold right now where you guys are at?
It's cold. It's cold. Forget it.
So
It's
I'm
cold.
gonna see y'all in the summertime. I got my passport, but hopefully they won't like make me try to take a COVID vaccine or whatever to before like boarding on the plane. I hope not. I hope you guys are, cool. But these international flights, they're like, oh no, you got to be extremely safe. I'm like, guys, it's me. Look at me. Come on now, just trust that I'm the good guy. Look at me, okay? If I can make you laugh, then don't worry about no COVID shot. If I can give you a good 10-minute, stand up, then don't worry about no COVID shot. If I don't make you laugh, then I'll, maybe take one. I'll do my Doppler gang. I'll send my Doppler gang to do it.
Yep.
I'm visit anytime.
So Kyndra, is that your introduction?
Oh yes, that is my introduction. The end.
So Kyndra, I asked you to send in your love persona, which we do with all of our guests, and you have said, I am a hopeless romantic who fantasizes about relationship goals, but now I'm going to create my own version of relationship goals. It's really cool. I like that.
I didn't really know, like when you asked me about that, because it was a few different things, but I know that was the one that is stuck out the most, because I'm telling you, I was like, oh, I want to have matching grills, like maybe a hood couple out there and stuff like that, but then that hood couple might be like cursing each other out, they might be beating each other up, and I don't want that. Like you have to find, like, everybody wants the good parts of the relationship, but you have to make your own. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
It's
not only just having the matching pajamas at Christmas. Did you guys see that all over Instagram at Christmas?
Every Christmas now. Yeah, every Christmas now.
Yeah.
Matching pajamas. Okay, so today we are discussing the scandalous world of kinks and fetishes. So let's dive in. The words kink and fetish are often tossed around interchangeably to mean any sexual desire or proclivity. I don't know how to pronounce this word.
Proclivity.
Yeah, proclivities that falls outside of mainstream appetite. In general, a fetish is a sexual fixation on a specific object or act that is not necessarily or absolute to a person's gratification. Often it's something that may not be inherently sexual, like shoes or leather. When the fixation is on a particular type of body part, like feet or hands or butts or boobs, that's referred to as partialism. And then, so that's what a fetish is. But a kink, on the other hand, is a broader term that encompasses a bunch of alternative sexual interests or preferences or fantasies that go beyond the run-mill of missionary sex. So it might include BDSM, role-playing, or impact play, such as spanking and whipping. And a fetish is heavily tied to having a psychological need for those objects in order to experience sexual desire, in order to experience sexual pleasure. While with a fetish, it's just with a kink, it's just a sexual act, and you don't need to have a sexual release to when you have a kink. You don't need it to have a sexual release, but the lines can get blurry. Okay. Does that make sense? A fetish, you need to have a sexual desire, but a kink, you don't need to have a sexual desire. Yeah. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's get kinky. So I'm gonna talk about 4 common ones. Depending on time, I may not talk about all of them. So the first one is impact play. And impact play involves flogging, padding, and other forms of consensual striking. Spanking is often an easy and safe BDSM entry point that leads to exploring more. So I'm going to start with Rasheeda. What are your thoughts on impact play?
Well, so a couple of years ago, I would have been like, hell no, because flogging and spanking just brings back memories of primary school or being smacked as a kid. However, I had a friend, Crystal, sorry, I have to put you out on blast. This was like years ago, and she was just like, oh, can you imagine, blah, 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 this guy spanked me. And I was like, to myself. So with the person I was with at the time, I was like, oh, can you believe Crystal's boyfriend spanked her? And he was like, let's try that. And it turned out to be something that was actually quite interesting and fun. So I think, light spanking, I'll do it. I'm up for it. But anything else that would be painful or leave marks on my body or hurt really badly, then no. Sorry, Crystal.
Yeah, sorry. So the guy that I was with at the time was the first person to introduce me to spanking, and I loved it. I'd never done it before, but it was light spanking, and I was like, oh, this is nice. But anything that is I wouldn't want anyone to spank me with a cane as a sexual act. I do not want
cane.
I do not want that. I don't want anyone beating me. No.
Yes, you did.
No.
Who's spanking people with canes? What?
I don't know what kind of kinky things people get into. I don't know.
What was his spank?
I think that's kind of like, I feel like if you have to go anything like the normal, and again, this is why I think normal, but again, my normal people are like, Kyndra, like, I'm like, no, guys, something's mentally wrong with you. I think those people need to go get mental help. Getting a cane, a lamp, whatever, a lamp, a bedpost. I'm just saying, people, any inanimate object, whatever it might be. Like, I'm looking at all the different things in my room.
Belts, Kyndra?
It should be a belt or a whip, but then again, like, I got beat so many times, like, by my mom growing up. Like, I don't like that. It just triggers me. I was like, man, what did I do this time? I didn't do nothing. But then they were like, Kyndra, we're having fun. I'm like, oh shoot, sorry.
All right, Ribi, over to you.
So I guess I was a little bit like Rasheeda, like, why are you spanking me? What for? No, thank you very much. I will pass. No physical, no.
Yeah. No.
But I had an experience where there was light smacking and it was gorgeous. So if the spanking is right,
gorgeous,
do it all night.
Okay, gorgeous.
Oh, if the spanking is right, do it all night.
But if you bring out any with the hand, if you bring out any object to do the spanking, me too, I'll bring out my own object. I'm just saying. Any kind of baseball bat or whips, or that's no longer foreplay. That's something else. We will call the police. No, I'm just saying.
How about you, Keysha?
I've never tried it, but I'm not against it. I don't see anything
open.
Wrong. Yeah, I'm open. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next kink fetish. It's called podophilia, and can anyone guess what that is?
I don't even like the name.
No, and I don't. Yeah,
I don't like that name. It sounds like something. Either I feel like maybe feet or some type of inanimate. Yeah. Oh, okay, great.
God.
Guys, I sell feet pictures, right? Like I really sell feet pictures, and there's some simps out there, and I love it because they keep my savings account somewhat full. Business is slow right now, but the ones who have kept my savings account full, shout out to y'all, you simps. I love y'all. But still, it's kind of degrading because it's like the things that they'll say. I'm like, bro, just ask for a foot picture, okay? Don't be sitting here saying, oh, it's going to make my dick happy. I don't care about that, man. You need some help. You need help. You want to, can I get your number for what? Can I, I bet if I touch you, it's going to make you feel better. Can we get a hotel together? No, sir. I don't want to do nothing with you. Like you come out as a creep. It feel like even if we set a time limit, can I get 5 more minutes, please? 5 more minutes with you? No, you can't. You better go get that blow up doll you got in your closet. You got time for you.
So,
What is it?
A foot fetish, also known as podophilia, involves a desire to worship feet through acts such as massage, kissing, and smelling. A foot fetishist enjoys feet sexually. This may involve foot jobs, licking, sucking. Foot worship in a power exchange scene can take the form of polishing shoes or boots, even with a tongue, or worshipping feet. A professional dominatrix told Aviva told Allure it's an extremely common fetish. If your partner shares it, it may be initially jarring, but it's an opportunity for you to discuss a potentially exciting new part of your sex life. Mm-hmm. And I'm just gonna say, hell to the no. No. Do I want anyone near my feet? Do I want anyone touching my feet? Do I want anyone sucking my feet, licking my feet? No, thank you. But I just want to read this little thing that I read on someone's status. And it reads, I was in a nightclub with a guy I had been on a few dates with. He had been dancing, and after a while, I said I wanted to sit down as my feet were killing me. As we sat down, As we sat down, I put my feet on his lap and he gave me a foot massage, which I was loving. I closed my eyes and embraced it. The next thing, I felt my toes feeling wet. He was sucking on them.
Yeah.
Guys, I got a quick story I want to share with y'all. I got a quick story that just came to my mind, right? So I don't mind that. I actually don't mind that. At this point, I'm like, I'm going to start paying dudes to do this, right? People are like, Kyndra, this prostitution. Guys, you prostitute for free, okay? I'm the one making money off of it, all right? Get like me, all right? Back to the story. I remember some years back, I just graduated high school, and I remember the day, not like the actual date, but like it was a Friday night. All right, in December. And I remember I was at the car wash and I'm pulling up. I was the only person there. I'm pulling up on at the car wash, and the guy's trying to talk to me, and I didn't understand what he was saying. He was a young guy. And so I rolled my windows down, and he's like, you look like you have pretty feet. Can I see your feet? And I was like, my feet aren't done. He's like, no, I really want to see your feet. Can I see it? So I'm like, oh, okay. So I show him my foot, like, need to get, cut down and everything. I get my feet done once a month now, but at that time I will only get my feet done like 4 months out of the year, like during the warmer weather. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, oh, let me see your feet. So he started rubbing my foot, and then he put my whole foot in his mouth, right? And at the time I had like this skin disease. It was cleared up. Like I had to go get some medication from the doctor. But at the time I had like skin disease that was like going up and down my foot, like probably like mini like leprosy. I don't know. It looked ugly, honey. It looked ugly, like the plague in the Bible. Okay, it looked ugly, baby. Okay, so I was gonna say something. I'm like, bro, that's his fault. Like he gets whatever he deserves, right? And he's looking at me, and mind you, this feels so good. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm really getting my foot sucked. Like my whole foot is in this dude's mouth. And I'm like at the car wash. I was in the hood too, honey. So I was like, oh my goodness, this feels good. But then I was like, Kyndra, what are you doing? It's a freaking stranger, right? So like we exchanged numbers, and he would like literally had a problem where it got to a point like the next day he says, please send me a picture of your feet. I'll send you a picture of my dick. And I'm like, bro, what type of trade-off is this? And then I saw him like I say a week later. He's like, you don't text me back or nothing. He just really threw me off. So sir, whoever you are, which I remember you, but I don't remember you. I just remember you had like a bad foot fetish and you had a low top. Bro, get some help, man. Who does that? Why you asking a random stranger? I mean, But like I said, I'm about to start paying people for that now. But my thing is I get to know a person really well, go through a trial period, make sure they're not married. Some of these married men be like, oh, can I like rub your feet and have my, I'm like, bro, you're married. Do you not? I see your wife. Okay. Exactly. I know who she is. All right, I'm done.
Exactly, yeah. So I have a story about the feet as well. Well, not my story exactly. It was my friends and her friends. So they live in New York. So they go out clubbing one night, and her friend was a bit tipsy, gets into Uber and just falls asleep. So while she was trying to stretch out, the Uber driver was like, "Oh yeah, you can just stretch your legs from the back seat to the the middle spot between the two front seats." So she does that just where the handbrake is, and she falls asleep. And next thing, she just wakes up because she felt this cold thing on her feet. The Uber driver had turned into an alleyway, and she woke up, and her first four toes were in his mouth, and his trousers were undone, and she was sleepy and tipsy. But as soon as she saw that the alcoholic fog cleared from her brain, and she just got up and screamed her head off. Then she called the police and got him, I think, struck off Uber and stuff. And I guess the driver had a foot fetish anyway, and he just thought, passed out girl, but never found out what happened to him eventually. Which, yikes. Yeah, disgusting. I know, it's scary, yeah. But I guess if your partner has a foot fetish, even if you're not into it per se, you can incorporate parts like massage and stuff. I'm not sure about having someone actively lick my toes. I don't think so.
I don't want anyone licking my toes. You can massage my feet, but don't put your mouth near my toes. No. Anyway, Ribi, do you have anything to say on foot fetish?
I'm not interested.
Keysha?
It's weird, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, but if my feet are not looking bad and I'm not the one that has to do it, I'm not sure I'm too bothered. Whatever gets you off.
Cool. Okay.
I can invite and also if you buy me Louboutins to dress the feet,
so you're
some nice
because
shoes.
of Louboutins, you're gonna let someone put their tongue down your toes.
It's my foot.
Between the toe cleavage. Between the toe areas and the toe crack.
Enjoy.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Go for something more than Louboutins is all I'm saying. Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Let's move on. So the next one is voyeurism and exhibitionism. So voyeurism, or obtaining sexual pleasure from watching others who are naked or having sex, is said to be one of the most common fetishes. And the flip side of voyeurism is exhibitionism, which means achieving sexual pleasure by allowing others to watch you. A sex party is a great setting in which to do this. So, Rasheeda, what are your thoughts? Yes.
I don't know. I think in that sense, I'm a prude. I don't think I'd ever be able to relax properly if I know someone is watching.
Okay.
Maybe I'll be open to watching people, but I don't think I'd relax enough if I know people are watching.
Yeah, I think I feel the same. I think what I would like to do is watch other people and then go and get it on with my partner. I think that would be a nice way to go about it. How about you, Keysha?
She's open to it. That's it.
I think I'd also like to watch other people and see. Yeah.
Hopefully these people know you're watching them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about consent. The people have to know you're watching them. Ribi?
I don't know. I don't think it's my thing, watching or being watched. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. Jury's out. Definitely not being watched. That one is a no-go. Watching other people, jury's out. I'm not sure.
Right. Kyndra, how about you?
Oh my gosh, this is my favorite. I was like, I can't wait till they call on me. You kidding me? I love being watched. I love someone, watching someone. It looks so cool. It's just like, yes, you're putting on a show. So you're like, yes, how am I doing? Yes. Where's my little camera lights and that? Yeah, I love it.
But funny enough, I'll be worried about when sometimes when you're during sex and you make a certain body position or shape, you'd be like, what the hell am I doing? What do I look like right now? So imagine
you're teaching them. It's okay. Teaching them.
I heard a story once of a guy who said he went to a sex party and he was having sex with this random lady and there were people in the room watching. And then he said this man was then touching the lady and she was like, you can watch, but don't touch me. And the guy continued touching her. So he had to push the guy away. And he said he just moved her into another room. But yeah, that was the story I heard. And then the fourth one is the popular drum roll, anal sex. And you don't need to have an anal fetish to engage in anal sex, but plenty of people do specifically get off on butt stuff. Anal play can range from adding a finger in the ass during penetrative vaginal sex to using butt plugs to having anal sex with a penis or a dildo. In a recent study, 37% of women and 43% of men said they had engaged in anal sex, in which women received and men gave. Thoughts?
I think that's just. I'm gonna say this is just my opinion, y'all. If any of the followers, because I know y'all popping, I know you guys got 100,000 listeners. Any of the listeners want to come?
Yeah, we do.
Yes, because y'all just fly like that, you know. Any of the listeners want to come have a conversation with me about it in my DM, I welcome all. But let me say something. I just think thumbing is okay, but I feel like we like you know, eating butt is cool, but I'm just saying, like, there's some things that I feel is just gay. I think men, like, when it comes to the back door, I think that's just like gay sex, you know, homosexual men can, you know, I mean, I feel like that turns them on, but when you have a man like, oh yeah, let me like penetrate your butt, I'm like, bro, like, why not? You got a whole vagina, like, you know, like,
go to town on it.
I don't know. That's just me. I had one of my gay best friends say, no straight man wants to have anal sex. No straight man. There's some part of him, you know, because you got men out there who like their butt eating. I'm like, bro, like, y'all just kind of too gay for me. But, you know, that's just me. That's my, you know, no.
Yeah, I'm a no on anal sex. I don't want anybody going near the back door. There's a front door. Come through the front door. Anything that has to do with the back door, licking, touching, I'm a no. Ribi?
Hell to the no. Like
Keysha?
Capital letters.
Simple no.
Rasheeda?
Yes. Okay, no, actually.
No, it's your first answer. You can't change it. Sorry, you're stuck with it.
Actually, no. And no, because sometimes you just think, I'm not sure. Maybe I've never tried it, but I have no interest. But I don't see if there's any sort of sexual pleasure from your bum.
There is.
There is,
yes. A lot of people have said there is. I don't know the science behind it, but there's a bit that is being pleasured when you're doing that. So there is sexual pleasure. If there wasn't sexual pleasure from it, people wouldn't do it.
But anyway, there are some things that people do that. Anyway, carry on. Let's move on.
Yeah.
No,
but anyway, moving on. We're gonna come back to it, but moving on. So we're now on the funny and uncommon or less popular fetishes. So because of time, I am only gonna do 2 of these. So one is called cropophilia or urophilia. So they're 2 different ones. Can you guys guess what any of these are?
Cropophilia.
No clue. Pass.
That's really disgusting.
Yeah.
It sounds really disgusting.
It is disgusting. So cropophilia is sexual attraction to feces. And urophilia.
Oh God, no.
Sexual attraction to pee.
So can there be sexual attraction to feces or pee? Like how?
That's mental illness.
So most coprophiliacs enjoy watching others go number 2. There is, however, a subcategory called coprophagia, which is the sexual fetish of eating doo-doo.
Okay, can we move on to the next?
Oh my God, please.
Wait, you know what you should wait, hold on, wait. You know what you should what you should have done, Crystal, like before actually saying that? You should have said, hey guys, if you're eating, please, like, beware. Come on, what the hell dare you? You just lost 2 cool points with me. You're like, Ribi, you're the queen. You're like your mother. Your mother. You're supposed to, like, come on.
So the next one is Shibari. Have you guys heard of Shibari?
Yes. But
I haven't. What is it?
Explain it because it's Crystal's episode, so I'll let her explain it.
I don't know. There's something about Shibari that I just like. It's Japanese bondage. So it's one variety of bondage that is typically done with rope. And it's also called kimbaku, which translates to the beauty of tight binding. And it's a decoratively Japanese bondage, and it's an art. It's apparently an art, and there's some books written about it, and there apparently there's a museum you can go to where people are actually putting this Japanese bondage, and then you just try to get yourself out of it. So I just found it like interesting. That's all. Not that I'm into bondage or anything, but it just sounds really interesting.
So is it like, okay, so disclaimer, I had no idea what Shibari was, obviously. So is it like, when people are tied up, but it has like this really intricate patterns of knots and stuff?
Yeah.
It looks nice. The patterns and learning how to tie all of these things looks quite interesting, but I'm not sure I'd want to be tied up like that, because there's just this irrational or maybe rational fear of what if the person faints? How am I going to get myself out of that?
I don't have a problem about some forms of bondage, because I think it's about you have to trust the person that you're with. You won't just let some random person tie you up and then steal all the stuff in your house.
But
So
no, the person
you want to just kind of have it with someone that you trust, and that could be pretty cool. I think it would be cool. I'd try that.
Yeah, but I feel like for me personally, it has to be something I can get out of in 30 seconds or less, or else I'll panic. Because there's a movie on Netflix, the woman's husband handcuffed her to the bedpost, then he has a heart attack and dies. So the whole movie was her trying to get herself out of the handcuffs, and there was this rabid wolf or dog that came out.
I saw that. Yeah, that was a good movie.
Oh, it was the worst movie I've ever
How is that
seen.
a good movie? Keysha,
I liked it. It was a good
concerned.
movie.
It's a terrible movie, and I was like, well,
It was good.
yeah. Because the key, if someone puts you in handcuffs, ideally you should be able to get to where the key is.
Yeah, but she did. They put the handcuffs on the bedside table.
But she couldn't. She had to break her own hand.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, no, thank you.
Okay. Moving on. The other one, this one I just found a bit funny and hilarious. Face fucking. And I'm like, why?
Yes. Oh,
Face fucking.
I'm sorry. I got excited. Sorry.
An extreme form of blowjob where a man roughly fucks a partner's mouth. This kink isn't inherently dangerous, but it can be uncomfortable and lead to tears, gagging, and even vomiting. Why? Why?
Must it be rough though? Why must it be rough?
Even the name of the thing, somebody's telling you, I want to face fuck you, and you go and say, yeah, sure, go ahead, face fuck me. Like, what the
why
hell?
must it be rough though?
Well, let me from because that's my expertise. So here's a little fun fact.
I noticed because when Crystal said face fucking, Ribi and the rest of us were like, no, and Kyndra was like, yeah.
Guys, I'm a free spirited hippie. Okay, so I'm into whatever. So first off, let me
break it down.
Little fun fact about me. So, my cat, the one that says meow, with down there, has not been penetrated yet, but up here. Yes. All right. So still a virgin out here in these streets. Lovely. Okay. So this is how I normally, like, when it comes to that, like doing that, per se, when that ends up happening, like I just, have my head like hanging off the bed. Okay. And then they just like, lightly rake. I don't
exactly.
like,
so it's not vigorously.
No, because I think at that point it's like a little too much now. Like I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm about to die. So I let them know, hey, you can, like, okay, I turn up the notch, say, okay, let's turn up the notch, give them a thumbs up, keep on going, or say, no, wait, okay, right there, this thumbs down or so. So yes, as far as the vomiting, and when I get like tears in the eyes, I can't do that. Like it's, tears in the eyes, I'm okay with that, but vomiting, I don't want that. If I feel
I think I'll be okay with respectful face fucking. Respectfully.
It's not respectful.
No, it's not.
That's why it's called face fucking.
They didn't call
When
it
you hear
respectful face fucking. They didn't say
you're like, whoa,
face kissing or face toasting. They said face fucking. So there's no respect in it. So it's either you take it or you leave
gently. It doesn't need to be violent. If it's done
no, it's violent. That's why it's called face fucking. Otherwise, it would be called a blowjob. I think there's a difference between a blowjob and a face fuck.
I don't think I mind stretching boundaries just as long as I don't get hurt.
Okay, so Keysha has Keysha's kink is face fucking. Now we know.
Respectfully and gently.
There's no such thing. The next one is pegging. Have you guys heard of pegging?
I've heard of that.
I have heard that. I just don't remember what it is.
It's when a woman is penetrating a guy with a strap-on or a dildo.
Oh, he's gay. Oh,
I definitely do that though. I would do that in a heartbeat.
Really?
Oh yeah. In a heartbeat.
That is interesting.
Hell yeah.
So so there was a guy who said that he loved it. And he said his girlfriend said she noticed that he looked like he was having an exorcism when he finally came because his eyes rolled back to the back of his head. And he said that the feeling was like something he can't even explain. He said it's the most pleasure he has experienced in his entire life.
Good luck to him.
And he said, when I told my friends, they were flabbergasted, saying they would never let their girlfriend tear up their backside. Call me selfish, but I'm going to do what feels the most pleasurable during sex. Having something in my behind, massaging the pleasure-centric prostate is how I have the most intense orgasms. So by God, there's going to be something up my ass, said this guy. And he said that just because when men discover they enjoy anal play, they fear that it could be an indicator that they are gay or bi. But this simply isn't true, he says. Enjoying being penetrated just means that you enjoy being penetrated. It has nothing to do with sexual orientation. That's what this guy, Corey, said.
I'm still kind of getting over the fact that, or maybe I shouldn't be surprised that Keysha wants to give it a go.
I know.
Yeah, I think it's a power thing because she likes being in control.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess in that sense, it's...
No, but you're giving pleasure to somebody else.
Yeah, I know.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
But for women, I guess it would be pleasurable for women because you're in control and you're the one driving, no pun intended.
It's reciprocal. I think it's reciprocal.
Yeah, some men... So when I was reading about this, some men said that they just liked the idea of a woman having the power, and some women just enjoyed being that person with the power. But what was surprising to me is that the guy said it does not mean, not surprising, but interesting is what I wanted to say, is the guy said it does not mean that I'm gay, and it doesn't mean that I'm attracted to men, which is what a lot of us think when we think about anal sex. But actually, this guy has said, and a lot of guys have said, actually, no, it doesn't mean I'm gay or bisexual. I just like having sex that way sometimes. So, yeah. Anyway, that is it. But I just want to say, regardless of your fetish or your kink, consent is very important. There are lots of misunderstandings if there is no consent involved. But once you have obtained consent, enjoy your fetish or your kink, as long as the person involved is happy to do it with you. Right. So moving on to our rapid fire.
Oh, we finished ahead of the buzzer this time around. I think that's a first.
Well, if there is no buzzer, does anyone have anything they would like to say about fetishes?
Are there any fetishes that have not been mentioned which you would like to partake in?
No. How is there, Keysha?
No, I was just curious.
There was one guy that I was once having sex with, and he has these big hands. I think I've mentioned him before. I'm just gonna say this really quickly. And while we were having sex, his hands just kept going to my neck. And I was like, dude, no, you haven't talked to me about this. And your hands, and that is it fixation or strangulation? That kink or fetish is called. I'm like, not for me, thank you. Take your hands off my neck.
Was it hurting?
It wasn't hurting. It was light, but it just felt weird. And I just wonder if when he was getting more pleasure, his grip would tighten. So I'm just like, no. But anyways, ladies, let's move to rapid fire.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a scenario. You and your partner are at a sex party. There are
Is
4
Idris
rooms.
Elba at this sex party?
Can we talk about Rasheeda's absolute obsession with Idris Elba? And not while we're doing rapid fire, thank you.
The answer to that is yes, Rasheeda.
Okay.
Can we just move
Idris
on,
is
please,
there.
and not talk about Idris Elba? Let's do rapid fire, beg.
Idris Elba.
The elder. It's good
Okay, rapid fire.
The man is old though. Okay, rapid fire.
Rapid fire. You and your partner are at a sex party. There are 4 rooms and you must go into only one. So room 1 has every type of BDSM imaginable. Room 2 has anal play, pegging, the whole shebang. Room 3 has voyeurism. And room 5 has swinging, threesomes, and all sorts. Which room would you go into? Actually, sorry, room 3 has exhibitionism, not voyeurism. There's no voyeurism.
Room
Hello,
4 and
Adrian.
5. Say room 4 and 5 again.
So room 1, every type of BDSM imaginable.
Okay.
Room 2, anal play, pegging, and the whole shebang.
Okay.
Room 3, exhibitionism, and room 5, swinging, threesome, all the shebang. Which
What's
room
the shebang?
would you go? Everything.
Whatever you
swinging,
like.
threesomes, whatever. All the types of swinging. So, Kyndra, which room would you go into?
The shebang, whichever one that I'm, because whatever I might like might not be on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, you have to choose one of these.
Oh, the shebang. Isn't the shebang like,
No, I just said anal play, pegging, and all,
let me
everything to do with anal.
Oh, no. Let me go with the swinging.
Okay. Rasheeda, which one would you go for?
Well, I think I'll go with swinging as well, because there's a chance since Idris is in that room, I might get my chance with him. So, yeah.
Okay.
Ribi, which room would you go into?
So I'll wait till the very, very end so I can spend the least amount of time in that room. But I probably would go into exhibitionism because at least nothing weird is happening there. Just looking.
Nothing weird is happening.
Yeah, Keysha, you? Which one would you go
BDSM,
to?
number 1.
BDSM.
Yeah.
Cool. I would go into exhibitionism because I agree with Ribi. At least nothing is happening and nobody's doing anything crazy to me. It's just me and my partner. But
you're the one doing the crazy stuff.
Me and my partner. Feel free. Just watch. I'll give you that.
Watch. Let me teach you something.
Yeah, let me teach you something. Right. So I just want to say thank you to Kyndra for joining us,
ladies.
For giving us a good laugh. We've loved having you. So Kyndra, where can our listeners find you?
You can find me on somebody's corner hoeing, but while I'm not doing that, I am at the Kyndra Crump Show, and that's everywhere. So you have me on Instagram, the Kyndra Crump Show. So Kyndra with a Y, Kyndra, C Crump, CRUMP, and show. If you don't know how to spell show, go back to elementary school because that means you failed. I have my own podcast. It's just the Kyndra Crump Show, and it gets like raw and gritty on there. I talk about whatever. My YouTube is Kyndra Crump, and look, make sure you subscribe. Great content on there. Please, man, to all the followers out there, do not be that follower to sit here and like 10 or 15 post pictures and not even hit the follow button. Don't do that. Okay, that's weird. All right, and you need help.
Yep.
Thank you, ladies, for having me.
Dude, by the way, I do that. What's wrong with doing that?
Oh gosh,
I think because I just feel like why did you like all those posts but you don't want to follow the person?
Don't be non-committal, Keysha. Commit.
If I like more than 5 posts, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna follow this person, or more than 2. I'm gonna follow this person. I like what they have going on.
Okay.
Break the chain now, okay? I'm not following. All right. Thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you, Kyndra.
Thank you.
It was so good to have you. Thanks, everyone, for listening today. And please remember to follow us as well on Instagram and like us and rate us on Apple Podcasts, please. And if you're practicing kinks and fetishes, remember to do so safely and with consent. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Talking Single podcast. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Would love to hear from you. So please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter with the handle at Talking Single Podcast. You can also send us comments or questions with the hashtag at Talking Single Podcast. We are downloadable on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and of course share with your family and friends. Take care and see you next week. Same time, same place.